Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Oh boy, it has been a day. It has been an absolute day today. I am super late to stream today, and that's just because, life be lifin'. So let's get into it, shall we? I'm still getting ready. So, I hope you're all having a lovely day, and if not, it gets better from here. Again, I'm so sorry that it's so late. I had a lot of errands to run and all kinds of stuff today that got in my way. So some of you may be dealing with a ton of welcome in, a ton of setbacks, dropping things, being late, klutziness, those types of things. But let's get into it. We don't have a channeled song today. No, we do. What am I talking about? Oh boy, someone's energy may be all over the place today. Okay. Our songs for today are, interestingly enough, Barbie Girl by Toy Box. I have no idea why. And Hero by Chad Kroeger featuring Josie Scott. Other signs and synchronicities that this is for you are the numbers, thank you, are the numbers 0909, 1551, 555, 1111, and 222. Other signs and synchronicities are a busted lip. Someone could have a busted lip. Again, tons of setbacks, dropping things, being clumsy, being very late, things just kind of feeling all over the place. Pay attention to your dreams at this time as well. The movie Spider-Man and Mulan also came through strongly, as well as the animals an iguana and a bluebird. So those are some signs and synchronicities that this may be for you. So let's get into which astrological house this reading will be for the collective today. We have the house of health and daily routines with the number 6 here. And we also are, let's see the zodiac sign. 2 for Taurus. So 2 for Taurus. So Taurus in the house of health and daily routines. Interesting. New eating habits, perhaps. Seems like. Let's get into runes. Hello, everyone who's come in. Hi. I hope you're having a beautiful day. And if not, I hope it gets better from here. Thanks for joining me so late at night. Let's get into runes so they can tell us more about this Taurus in the house of health and daily routines. So some of you may be trying to change up your routines, change up your eating habits, things like this. Let's see. Oh, we got 3 today. Okay. So we have Gebo for gift, an incoming gift. Beautiful. This looks like algae for protection, a gift of protection, love that, around the realm of Ansus. I believe that's Ansus. Yes. Ansus for message. Oh, a message. Okay, so we have gift, message, and protection. So a message of a gift of protection in the realm of health and daily routines. Interesting. Let's get into charms for more details. See? Let's see. Charms. Okay, so, not as many as I usually get. We have 3 here. Crystal ball for intuition. Interesting. Hi, R. Oh my God. It's late. Sorry. Music, the charm of music. So music may be very important to you at this time. There may be extra messages in songs. So again, just go with me here. Barbie Girl by Toy Box and Hero by Chad Kroeger featuring Josie Scott. I don't know why they're relevant. That's also a really wild swing from one area to the other, but they came up and I haven't heard either of those songs in like over a decade. And we have the diamond here. That's very interesting, the diamond. When I see a diamond like this, usually you would think like luxury or wealth, but to me this symbolizes more of a diamond in the rough, right? Yeah. Actually, no, that would have been this charm. I have two charms that represent the diamond here, right? This one, which is like this one, which is like when it kind of looks like a raw diamond, right? The one that forms naturally, the ones that need intense pressure, heat, and like I believe it's several billion years just to make one. So I think this one's much more of like luxury. So you may be trying to do like change your lifestyle and daily routine to live a more luxurious life. And I don't mean like, you're spending all your money, but you might be trying to bring just a bit more into your life and changing things around. You could be redecorating, changing the way you eat, eating better. I don't know. Let's see. Oops, didn't mean to bump y'all. Let's see. I'm feeling the Soul Tarot again. More of that luxurious energy. Thank you all for being here so late at night with me. And thank you for your likes and your comments and for just being here. My goodness, it's beautiful to see you all here. Yeah, I've had a crazy day today. And like a 3-hour battle with compression socks. So we're here late today. But you know what? I'm a night person, so that's fine with me. Oh, heck yeah. Florida water. I've been wanting to get Florida water. If you have a brand that you recommend, let me know. You already have. Let me know after this live, R. I would love to know what Florida water you use. Because I've been looking into it, but I don't really have a specific place I go to for that kind of stuff. So yeah, I could be changing things up, bringing more into your life, and kind of just vibing with it. So, what's going on with the collective today? Why they got a busted lip? What's happening here? Who's got all this stuff happening? We have the 8 of Swords in reversed and the 3 of Wands. Ooh! So I really love to see the 8 of Swords in reverse because that means we're leaving behind the mental prison. So today's one of those days where we're not completely in our head. We might be feeling good today. 3 of Wands is waiting for our ships to come in, right? We've made plans and now we're kind of waiting for stuff to come in. So that's really lovely. There you guys are. Let's see. Waiting for stuff to come in, but we have left behind our mental prison. That means we're having one of those days where we're healing and it's one of those good days. The Ace of Wands in reverse, though, we're not feeling super inspired. Taurus, it's a lazy day, isn't it? Today's a lazy day. Yeah, we might be feeling a little bit lazy. Absolutely, go ahead. Thank you so much. I don't really have anybody around me that uses Florida water. I'm the only witchy one in my family, at least in my close family. So people kind of just ask me for recommendations, and I've never really used Florida water. But I know I want some because it's really, really good. So let's see. And we have the new moon coming up as well on the 20th in Sagittarius, and that's a really good day for using Florida water. Woo. Yeah, you guys may be having headaches at this time too. Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups. In our feelings. So it's kind of like one of those days. Yeah. Taking some nice baths. It's a lazy day. Leaving behind our mental prison. Changing stuff in our daily routines. And then I saw you fall down here. Who are you? The 9 of Cups. Oh, I love this. The 9 of Cups with the Queen of Cups. That's like really feeling into our happiness. So today's one of those days. Nice lazy day. One of those soft, gentle days. Even though we have the like tons of setbacks and things like that, it's just, oh, beautiful. It's one of those days where we're just feeling good today. I love that. I love that. Okay. Hello, everyone. Yeah, Florida water is used for protection. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing to use. I've heard of it through several people that I watch myself, like readers and stuff like that, other witchy poos. I just haven't really found a brand that speaks to me. So yeah, thank you, R. Can't wait to check that out. Let's see. So we're in our feelings. Today's been more of a lazy day. We're changing things around. We're kind of settling in. But today's one of those days where even though stuff has been all kinds of crazy this week, we're feeling all right. It's one of those like quiet, cozy days. A lazy day. Thank you, Man Ray. Thank you. Yeah, yesterday when I was shuffling these cards, they were very resistant and like robot locky. I see your question. Hold on. And today they're going very smoothly. Let me see. Let me look back up. How I pronounce my name, Nilo. Nilo is how you pronounce it. Thank you for asking. This is a collective read. If you want to, if you have a personal question, check the link out in my bio. I offer personals there. I don't do them on lives because your business should stay yours. It should not be put out on the internet. At least that's how I feel. So, in our feelings, but it's a good day. Tell me more, Spirit. Tell me more. A message of a gift of protection. Then we have this luxury coming in, music and following our intuition. Any more? Thank you. Let's see. The Spider-Man movie that I got earlier was the original 2022 one. So that's relevant to somebody. As well as Mulan. I don't know why. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for the gifts. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Yeah. Today you may have worn or are wearing monochromatic clothes, black, white, and gray. May have gone shopping recently at YSL. The Lovers. I got this energy. Buddy, can we quiet that down, please? Thank you. That's just my kiddo. He's loud. So we have the Lovers here. So yeah, we're in our. This is that feeling of our divine masculine energy and our divine feminine energy being in balance, right? Our ambitious go-getter energy and our receptive, intuitive, creative energy in balance, so that our energy levels are really good. We're just vibing. We're at peace. We're doing all right. I love that. Yeah, the Lovers is also like how we go about things, right? It can represent choices and ways in which we may self-sabotage if it's in the unhealed. So seeing it upright means that we're very level-headed at this time. Our head and our heart are in balance. At least today. Anything else, Spirit? I really love to see that. Oh, we got a sideways card. What's this? The Five of Pentacles. And the Hanged Man. Okay. So the Five of Pentacles, when I see cards sideways like this, hello, Martha. When I see cards sideways like this, that often represents we can be either or. This is our most current energy. Five of Pentacles is the typical feeling ostracized, victimized, bullied. It's feeling left out, shunned, in the cold. And in the reverse, it's the opposite of that. It can also mean like feeling poor, not having enough resources when it's in the upright. In the reverse position, it is the opposite of that. It's leaving poverty behind. It's leaving behind that feeling of being victimized. It's being more like, yeah, it's an energy of being all right with what we have. So I see that we're in that. That may be why we're feeling good today. And I see the Hanged Man right here as well. So we may have been this week working on our perspective around our life and balancing how we view things, right? Going from the Lovers and the Hanged Man back and forth. So some days we feel really, really good about how we're doing, how we're feeling, doing self work. And then other days we feel absolutely like we are nowhere where we want to be. We're never going to get there, things like that. So I'm really happy to see that today is one of those happier days. Yes. Interesting. Thank you all for being here. Goodness, I try to keep an eye on the chat, but I also want to stay focused. So if I don't see your comments, I'm so sorry. But I do see you guys. I do appreciate it. I appreciate your likes. I appreciate you being here first and foremost. All the gifts, all the follows, the shares, like everything. I really do. Ace of Swords. Yeah, we're going after our clarity here. That's why we're having this perspective shift. It's like looking at our life for what it really is and getting clear on what we actually want. And that's taking that perspective shift and putting us more into balance. That's where we're at right now. And yeah, I did get the iguana earlier, which represents transformation, adaptability, resilience, and wisdom. And the bluebird represents hope, happiness, renewal, good fortune, spiritual growth, and fertility. So it's good to see that. We're doing some transformation work here. And today's one of those days where it's sitting in. It's settling in. I love to see it. Thank you. Thank you so much. What else? Oh, we do have the Ten of Swords here, though. Why? Betrayal? Maybe it's like a perspective shift about what used to be betrayals. Clarify, please. Thank you. Goodness. 10 of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune in the reversed, and the Knight of Swords in reversed. That's like 10 of Pentacles is around legacy, money, family. The Knight of Swords is communication, right? Communication, but reversed, it's like not having that communication or stilted communication. And then the Wheel of Fortune in the reversed is like bad luck. It's like a past communication about bad luck with finances. That could have been something here, that Ten of Swords. Or it could be like feeling like the family line has bad luck in money, or just in our stability. Interesting. What an interesting death. Oh yeah, and no one ever tries to fix it. Interesting. So the family has this weird thing with money. Okay, so this is like being in a family where no one knows how to be rich, or they have their own viewpoint on how you get money, how you go get ahead in life, what success looks like. And they refuse to change their mind. They refuse to change their ways. But you're the one who's changing it. Yeah, you're the person who's like actively working on that, shifting that mindset. Interesting. Okay. And today's one of those days where you have actually been doing a pretty good job at that. So I want to get into the why you even need to hear this from me. And then, oh, what's this? The Page of Cups in reversed. That's like friend energy. Interesting. Oh, or not going after. Oh. Yeah, okay. So this is like a mindset you grow up with where you can't really chase the things that they could be people who tell you that there's only one specific route in order to have the money. So like you can't pursue creative projects because they won't give you enough money. They won't bring you the stability you need. But you're changing this perspective shift in mindset. It's like, am I cursed to be poor if I want to go after the things I actually want to? Am I cursed to always feel like the black sheep of my family because I don't want to follow this line? I don't like this line of thinking. I think I can do things differently. Okay. So who wants to talk? Which Tarot wants to talk right now. D&D. D&D wants to talk. Now we'll get into why you need to hear this today. It's so late at night. Why you're here. So I have that message of a gift of protection. It could be someone trying to come in and tell you about their own BS. I don't know, but there's definitely some deep work you're doing around finances, around your stability, around your home, your health. Because again, this is health and daily routine that covers so many things. But there's definitely a perspective shift happening here and a balancing of how you feel about things. And you're actually pretty happy about it right now. The good old D&D deck, indeed. Yeah, we're feeling pretty good about it right now. We're being protected from whatever this is. Huh. So let's see. Someone could have one of those wide brim hats, wide brim black hat. That stood out to me just now. Okay, why do they need to hear this at this time, Spirit? Why are they even in here? Hello, Shadow. If you are the person that I believe you are, oh my God, hello. Oh, beautiful. Love to see that. I actually have one of those hats, so it's interesting that I see it and I'm like, huh. Okay, why do they need to hear this at this time? Why are they here? Because I'm sure they're aware that they're happy and they're working on these things. So why do they need me to tell them this? Why are they here right now? Don't be coy with the messages. People are here for answers. Let's give it to them, please, Spirit. Why do they need to hear this at this time? That's interesting. Yeah, the witch trials and all that is a crazy time, crazy period in history. Let's see. Why do they need to hear this at this time? Thank you. Because we've been meditating. This is the Four of Cups. Normally the Four of Cups is like being bored or dissatisfied with life, but in this deck, it's all about meditating. We're taking a moment to meditate. And you don't necessarily have to be, sitting exactly like this, doing the chanting. You could also just be taking a moment to think about what really matters to you, right? Kind of rethinking. This would be like, again, daily routines. It would be like, okay, I want to make a change. So I want to, maybe I want to change up how I'm eating. So how can I do that? What foods agree with my body? Maybe I want to take up intuitive eating. How can I do that? Like, it's like taking a moment to think about what you actually want to do. I want to use crystals. I want to use Florida water. I want to do X, Y, Z. And you're like actually taking the time to think, what do I want in my life and how do I get it? What do I want? Taking a moment. Interesting. Oh, thank you. Yeah, the Knight of Wands in reversed. Oh, okay. So we're thinking about it, but we're also not necessarily going for things just yet. We don't necessarily have the push to go after it. Right? The Knight of Wands is taking on the Cyclops. They're going for it. They have no actual way of defending themselves in this moment in time. Like, this person could literally get eaten. They could get beat up. Like, they just jumped in and like no plan. So right now we're not there yet. We haven't gotten the push to dive right in yet. Yeah, it can be like, again, we have that Ace of Wands in reverse over here. So we're not necessarily motivated just yet. We're in the pause before the motivation. Like, you have the motivation to change. You have the pause of thinking how to implement those changes. And then you have the motivation to make said changes. So, okay. So we're at that point before the push to do the action. Got it. That could be the headache. You've been thinking too much. Too much thinking. We left the mental prison though, so we'd spent a lot of time in the mental prison thinking too much, over worry, spiral think. Woo, I feel it though. That pressure headache, stress headache. tension headache. That Hermit. See the Hermit. The Hermit here as well. So we're at home. We're doing internal work right now. So yeah, staying at home, kind of thinking about things. Like I said earlier, you may have gone shopping recently, but like leaving your house to go shopping and not interacting with anybody is still Hermit energy. Doing errands is still Hermit energy. Not really going out just yet. We're trying to do more internal work. Beautiful. Clear quartz is beautiful for transmutation. It'll soak up all that negative energy and transmute it into neutral energy for you to use for your own manifestation work. Beautiful. Thank you so much for the gifts. Thank you. Why else do they need to know this at this time? Because again, we're at home, we're meditating, we're kind of pausing, thinking things through, feeling it out, but we're right before the action part. Right before the action. Nothing wrong with that. It's okay to pause. Just like in every video game, we always pause at the campfire to save before we tackle the boss. Thank you, Taylor. I'm glad you're doing well. I hope to see you continue to do well. Good. Good. Let's see. Why else? Don't get shy with the messages now. You also may be more private, maybe quieter about what's going on, what you're doing. That's good. Moving in silence is a good thing. There you go. Yep. There we go. There's that sideways, getting our priorities straight. Getting our priorities straight. Which way do we want to go? You see how she's looking in the book and she's reading? She's reading on where to go next. She can go either way, right? Yeah. Like manifesting some stuff, trying to figure it out, learning, researching, gathering our tools, getting our priorities straight. What do I want to focus on? What do I want to pour my energy into? What do I want to create? Because she's a tiefling, so she's summoning an imp, right? But whatever your imp is, right? Whatever you're trying to create, manifest, you're trying to figure out how to get your resources together, your priorities straight before you start the work. Absolutely fine. Candle work may be good for some of you because there's a whole lot of candles in this picture. Candle work's a really good avenue for you. And if you are someone who does engage in the witchy stuff, fire is the element that brings things in the fastest, just so you're aware. But remember, just because it's fast doesn't mean it lasts. Aw. What specific thing are you trying to call in, R? You can be as vague as you want, but I can tell you the color that would work for you. Birthday candles also work. It doesn't have to be a huge votive candle. We have the Two of Cups, reciprocity. Yeah, so we have two twos here. And twos are all about reciprocity and balance, right? It's like getting our priorities straight before we start that work. The Two of Cups often represents partnerships, so like business partnerships, romance, relationships of any caliber, right? But it's like the kind that's like really there for you. They're the ones who show up the same way you show up. So that would be getting our priorities straight before we dive into the next venture, right? Yeah, relationships, partnerships, friendships, business partnerships, whatever it is. There's like a reciprocal, and it could also be a relationship with yourself or with spirit, right? It's all the relationships here. But getting our priorities straight before we dive into the next thing, the next relationship, the next step. Interesting. Why else do they need to hear this at this time? Don't be shy. I see undercurrents, but we want it down here. We want it down here, not hidden in the background. Bring it to the light, please. Thank you. That 7 of Cups in the reverse. Okay, so yeah, that's why we're going back and forth on our priorities, because we're still a little bit confused. Okay, so white would be perfect. But protection, you can also utilize a black candle if you can find it. 7 of Cups in reversed often indicates things being kind of murky and confusion. It can also be a worry of making the wrong choice. So say you are trying to get your priorities straight and work on yourself in order to call in more reciprocal relationships or better relationship with yourself or spirit, whatever it is, right? This is the house of health and daily routines. So most likely relationship with yourself, or just, you know your story, okay? You know what this 2 of Cups represents to you. We're worried about possibly making the wrong choice, and that's why we are working on getting our priorities straight and crossing all of our T's and dotting all of our I's in order to make sure that before we make the action, it's actually towards the right option. And the Death. Yeah, a transformation. So we're seeking that transformation. Again, the tiefling and the fire. Yeah, trying to figure out what exactly to put our energy into. Love it. Yeah, getting clear on what the next best step is. And the Queen of Wands in reverse. Yeah, so we're currently not in our power just yet. We're getting to that point, right? The Queen of Wands is all about passion, and she's full of motivation. She has her little crystal ball up there, right? She's all in her intuition, and she has all the passion and fire and motivation to do the things that she wants, right? She's confident in her abilities, and she's a manifesting queen. She brings anything into reality. She's the creative force, right? So we're not quite there yet. We're currently undergoing a transformation of worrying about, we're going through a transformation of getting confident on our manifestation abilities and not necessarily worrying about if it is the right or wrong choice, right? That's kind of where we're at. Going through that, getting our priorities straight, and then stepping into that transformative energy. The Queen of Wands can also represent alchemization in the feminine energies, which would mean taking negative energies and transforming it into positive energy. But I haven't seen the Magician yet, so I'm not necessarily sure if that's what you're trying to do or if you're just trying to bring in more self-confidence. So let's see. We have a sideways card. Oop. 6 of Wands. Again, sideways often represents current energies of us going back and forth between the two. 6 of Wands upright. Hello, Cody. 6 of Wands upright talks about getting your flowers, getting your recognition, feeling like what you're doing is worth something, right? In the reverse, it would be feeling like we're not seeing the results we're looking for, not getting our flowers, not being recognized, those types of things. So we're currently here. And that's probably why we're wondering if we're investing our energy into the right thing and why we're not necessarily in our Queen of Wands just yet and are looking for our priorities, because we want the results. We want to see the results. That's where we're at. Yeah, we want to see the results. We want to see that what we're going to pour our energy into will be worth the time, effort, and energy. That's where we're at right now. Absolutely fine place to be, you know. And that will get us into that 10 of Cups energy, balancing the head and the heart, being the creative person and the emotional fulfillment that we're trying to get. Because right now we're in that 9 of Cups, right? We've identified what will make us happy. Now we're just waiting for the extra cup. We're trying to obtain that extra cup that we need, right? And that often requires balancing the head and the heart, which again, we have that here. We have the balancing with the Lovers here and the Hangman between the 5 of Pentacles. We are currently working on balancing our divine and feminine energies within us, balancing our head and our heart, balancing our ambitious go-getter energy with our creative, passive side, right? And trying to figure it out. We're just trying to balance and then jump into what we feel like will be the next thing that's best for our highest good. Perfectly fine. We're in that little transition period. Beautiful. I don't really see a ton of negativity here happening. Like I said, we left that mental prison, so we've had a little epiphany, and we're trying to, it's like recognizing, oh man, this, if I follow this pattern, I'm going to end up like my family, or like this person I don't really want to live their lifestyle. What can I do to not do that? And we're kind of in that stage. Okay, I've identified what I want to do. How can I make it happen? In that gathering stage, I need to get my mindset right. So let's get our mindset right. What else are they here today, Spirit? Thank you. Oh, the Five of Wands. Oh my Lord, no. The Five of Wands. Yeah, that inner conflict between wanting to see that results and not. That inner conflict of trying to find which cup to pour into. Okay, we're a little bit conflicted. And again, all those cards fell out, so you could also be around these people that bring that conflicting energy in. So protection would be really, really good at this time. We do have the gift of protection coming in, right? So Spirit's on the same wavelength, but they're letting you know, right? Like protection would be good at this time in order to shield you from those conflicting energies. Because oftentimes when we're feeling heavily conflicted, we aren't realizing that we're taking on everyone else's projections as our own. I don't do questions about pregnancy. I'm not a medical practitioner. I just don't feel comfortable doing that. But thank you for asking before jumping straight into it. I appreciate that. Let's see. What else do they need to hear this at this time? Okay. We have the Two of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles reversed. Okay, yeah, we're feeling conflicted about our plans because we're not sure if they're going to bring us our legacy or not. So again, we have this back here with the conflicted energy of the family saying there's only one way to get this stability, this abundance, whatever that looks like to you. And we're conflicted because the plans we want may not necessarily, according to other people, lead to our legacy, our family, our money. So we're still in that little period of time here of like trying to get our perspective more into away from the things that other people tell us and stepping more into what does success look like to me and how can I chase it. For a minute, I thought my whole entire deck was backwards, and I realized there's just a couple of cards. Thought I picked it up upside down. Yeah. You might be picking up on other people's energy at this time, and it may be adding a little bit of extra conflict. Not intentional. A lot of times we just kind of soak it up from being around people, especially if you're sensitive yourself. So it's just good to have a little bit of protection. Thank you. Yeah, I keep seeing this Nine of Swords here, but it's in the reverse. So that tells me, what did I say earlier? That I hadn't seen the Magician yet. Okay. So yeah, that's what we're working on right now. We're working on alchemizing. Got it. And there's that Nine of Swords I was talking about. Nine of Swords reversed. Leaving behind that anxiety around this, and we're trying to alchemize all of that into manifesting better for our lives. That's a difficult process. If you don't know how to do it, it's going to be difficult. There are going to be times where you're confused. You're not feeling like you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. And it feels like you're, it's murky at first. I saw what you said. Let me just scroll up for a second. Yeah, okay. Thought I missed something. So yeah, we're trying to transmute that energy into something better for ourselves. Forging a new path. That can be scary because people will be confused. They'll take it personally. They'll get offended that you're not following their advice. but they'll try to be supportive. At least the ones who care will. They'll try to be supportive, but they're where they are in their reality. So you would feel their conflicting energies about it and take it into yourself. It's okay. Doesn't mean you're on the wrong path. You're just in your little in-between. Have that protection. That'll help you from absorbing so much. Yeah, some of that indecision showing up here. Anything else on why they are here at this time? Why they need to hear this at this time? Yeah, that world. Like, I see all these undercurrents, but I want it out. So I like to see that we're in our magician era, our transmuter, our alchemizer, actively trying to manifest. I got that manifestation earlier with 1111. So we're trying to manifest that change. We're trying to listen to our guts. Oh, there you go. Yes, oftentimes our protective charms, once they start wearing down, that means that they are doing their job. Beautiful. Yeah, we're in that energy of trying to alchemize these energies and turn it into our best. Interesting. Anything else, Spirit? Are we being a little shy? Some of you, again, may be keeping your mouth shut on your plans in order to keep people from putting negative energy into it. Yep, some smoke cleansing. Got it. So yeah, you could be keeping your plans quiet in order to avoid evil eye going on to new manifestations. That's the way to do it. Moving in silence and not saying anything until it's done is the best way to do it, honestly. Oh, I just saw a card. Yep, that indecision. Yep. Okay, so yeah, that's kind of where we're at. We're in that in-between, that indecisive energy, but we're leaving behind the anxiety around it. And we're trying to alchemize that anxiety into decisive action. Okay. I think I'll get one more and then move into the next part. Interesting. There we go. The moon, sideways. Yep, more of that confusing energy. Getting into the beautiful. Yeah, the moon. Getting into, and temperance. Okay. So yeah, we're trying to balance things out. We're peeling back the armor, right? Getting into the parts of ourselves that are a little bit scary, looking at the beast within, kind of bringing darkness into light, shining light on things. Again, with that hermit energy that also mirrors the same thing, because they often have, in traditional tarot, the hermit has a lantern and they go into the dark in order to shine light on things within themselves. So we're currently in that energy, right? Moon reversed is more of that confusion, things being murky, that kind of energy. Sideways, that tells me we're working between that murky confusion, not really knowing where to go, being in a fog, being imbalanced, right? And then trying to shine a light on things in order to find that clarity, peel back those layers, deal with the underlying wound, and move into the balance. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy to see right now. So let's get into the next part, which is what you even need to do about it. And I'm feeling pulled to the mythos. She's been talkative so far this week. I've used her more than once, I think. Let's see. What do you even need to do about it? Because I see you're already doing work. So what do they want you to do about it? What do they need to do about it at this time, Spirit? This trying to balance things out, this meditative energy, getting our information and tools ready before we take the inspired action. What do they need to do about it? I see underliers, but I want them here, Spirit. Thank you. Okay, we have the Nine of Wands here. The Nine of Wands, what? We have the Nine of Swords. Thank you. We have the Nine of Swords here. Okay. I doubt they're telling you to freak out, so can you clarify that, Spirit? Thank you. Goodness, that did a whole flip. The star with Nyx. Oh, that's funny. Little night owls, children of the night, children of Nyx, the beautiful goddess of the night in the sky. The night sky. I saw someone's name is the night sky. That's literally who this is, the deity of the night sky. They want you to heal that. Healing of the overactive mind, healing of the anxiety. That's what they want us to do. Look how she's looking right at it. She's looking right at it. It's funny. Many of you may not know this, right? But this specific deity, the deity of nightmares, is one of her grandsons. So that's interesting to see Phobos and Nyx right next to each other. It's like taking a look right at it. Interesting. Beautiful. So taking a look at our anxieties and healing them. You're already doing it. I can see that clearly. But they want you to continue doing that because you are making progress. Yes. Welcome back. Thank you so much again for being here this late at night with me, my fellow night owls. What else you need to do about it is simple. Knight of Swords, Aries. Okay. Not rushing forward. Yeah, not telling people your business. Don't tell people your business. This devil energy. We may feel tempted. My kid is a night owl. Oh, yes. He has that TISM sleep schedule, so I am here for it. That's fine with me. Hades, the devil, right? We may feel tempted to return to old patterns and tell everyone our business. The advice here is not to do that. It's fine to be excited. It's fine to want to tell people. But again, if you're doing it specifically to keep people from interfering with your plans, you're being called to do that for a reason. You can tell spirit all about it. You can tell people that like you intuitively know, like deep in your bones, aren't going to send you that evil eye. And what I mean by someone sending you evil eye, right, is you tell someone your plans, you tell someone something you want to do, and they're the first one to go, ooh, I don't know if you should do that because XYZ. That whether or not they're being malicious, that's still a form of evil eye. That's still a form of putting negative energy onto your manifestations. You don't got to cut them off, right? You don't got to cut them off. You don't got to do all that. People often do that because they're giving well-intentioned advice, not realizing it's harmful, right? I'm not saying you should cut everyone off. I'm saying like moving in silence, they're telling you to continue doing that. We have the sideways here with Amphitrite, the Nine of Cups, that happiness card, the wish card, right? Not telling your business about your wishes. Amphitrite represents the feminine aspect of the ocean. She's the calm of the ocean. Everything you find tranquil about the ocean is Amphitrite, right? Everything you find tranquil and calming about it is her. That is who she is. So keeping quiet on this, that will keep that from being blocked, especially because the Nine of Swords, these anxieties and fears often stem from people giving you those anxieties and fears. Oftentimes, the things we're afraid of are things people told us we should be afraid of, right? So shining some healing light on that, keeping our plans quiet as we move forward in order to keep ourselves in our own energy and to keep ourselves in our self-belief in order to bring this into fruition. Yes, beautiful. Beautiful, R. Detachment is a great way to do things. Detachment brings in manifestations as well. What else do they need to do this time, Spirit? Whew. I need to slow my words down. Yep, there's that Knight of Wands in the sideways. There he is, Heracles. That just do it energy. Yeah, it's in the sideways. Yeah, don't tell people your business about the things you're trying to bring in and just go do it. Yep, the King of Wands, Kronos in reversed. Yeah. They don't want you to be in the, it's like, They don't want you to be in the energy of demanding that people see you as a king, right? You already have the crown on. You don't need to prove it, okay? Just do the thing. You deserve it. I see that Eight of Swords here, that mental prison. Needing the validation on whether or not your idea is a good idea is how you stay in your mental cage. If you are feeling called to do something, do it. Research into it like you've been doing, of course. Like, do things safely. But if you really feel called to do something, give it a try. Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups with Karen. Leaving behind King of Wands. Oh, okay. Leaving behind people like this. So the people who tell you that you have to respect their opinion because they're your dad, because they're your boss, because they're your supervisor, because you've known them for 30 years. I don't know. Just the people who demand respect. Yeah. You need to step into your own emperor energy, right? You need to step into your own thing. The emperor is higher than the king, by the way. You have your own crown. You don't need people to tell you what is and is not a good idea. You don't need people to do that. You do. That Six of Wands, you are your validation. You don't need everybody to tell you whether or not it's a good idea. That's just when you end up getting into this conflict, this jealousy, this envy. People who see you doing what you're trying to do, and then they get envious because they've been living an excuse this whole time, right? You don't need people to tell you what you should or should not be doing. They don't live in your meat suit. They don't pay your bills. They have no business telling you what you should and should not be doing. Yeah, because this envious energy, this jealous energy, when you listen to their opinions, it blocks all your beginnings. Every time. Yep. Don't tell people your business. Don't tell them your plans. Tell them when you're done. Tell them when it's already done. Signed, sealed, delivered, done. Then you tell them. Then they can then they can be jealous. Then they can say whatever they want to say, right? If they're like, oh, that's not going to work out. Well, it already did. You already have it. You know? You'd be like, actually, it did. Actually, I am making money that way. And then they can't put that idea into your head that you're not going to accomplish it. So then you don't feel capable, excuse me. You may not feel comfortable either. They will give you that discomfort and then get that doubt, that self-doubt, which then stops you from ever starting. And the only way to fail at something is to never start in the first place. What else do they need to do at this time, Spirit? Oh, 2 cards. Okay. The Knight of Coins, Zephyros. Someone here may be a Final Fantasy fan, because every time I see his name, I think of Sephiroth. Thank you. Every time I see this man, I think of Sephiroth. You know, if you're a Final Fantasy fan, read this in the way that you would say Sephiroth in the song format, and just tell me that doesn't sound correct. But anyway, got a little off track there. Yeah, the people who come in, if you look for other people to give you that validation, they're going to be the ones that block. They're going to give you that conflict to stop the beginning. And they're going to keep you from showing up with that discipline to achieve your goals, right? So if it's a new diet, if it's a new health routine, if it's a new thing you're trying to incorporate into your daily life, they'll be the ones that literally stop you from doing that. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest knight in the deck. They're the one who shows up and put in the effort every single day, the daily effort. Which way? Sideways. Okay. 4 of Swords with Hypnos, the god of sleep. Y'all need to sleep more. Oh, Spirit just yelled at me too. So yeah, we're in this pause, we're in this meditation. We need more rest. More rest, more breaks. I'm glad. I was like, is it just me? Am I the only one who thinks of that when I see his name and it's like Sephiroth? I'm like, Sephiroth. It's funny because he's one of the 4 winds. I don't remember which direction, but that's who he is. He's the wind that blows. And I see the 4 of Pentacles here in the reversed as well. Yeah. We need more rest. We need more rest because every time we get into our I can't ever take a break, we're in scarcity mindset. I can't take a break. I can't rest. Oh, yep. Spirit's yelling at me. Every time we burn the candle at both ends, feeling like we can't take a break or rest, it's because we're in scarcity mindset and we feel like we're going to somehow lose out on the thing we're trying to call in. Dang, really being dragged on my own live stream. Oh boy. Thank you, Spirit. Then we also have the world Gaia. Yep, that's a repeating cycle. Yep, the repeating cycle. Am I making the right choice? At 7 of Cups, coming back up again. Am I making the right choice? And then we end up not giving ourselves breaks, getting into scarcity mindset. If I make the wrong choice, I'm not going to get what I want. If I choose the wrong option, I'm going to scare away the thing that I want. What you want wants you, friend. If you have a dream and a desire, there's that moon again with Selene. If you have a dream and a desire, it wants you back. You're going to obtain it. It just is a matter of how long it takes you to obtain it. But you'll get it. You're not going to make a wrong choice. You're just going to, you'll get there. You might take some detours along the path. You might go back and forth a few times, but you will end up there. 3 of Swords, yep. And that's about past pain, past internalized pain around that spurs this scarcity mindset, feeling like we can't have a rest, that we can't, for real. That's why I don't like doing the private things here on here, because I can consent to this because I'm the one pulling the cards. And Spirit can drag me, but you have the safety of leaving. I don't want to have people come in and saying, is so-and-so cheating on me? And then I say, yes, and now we all are here for the tea. For me, it's not, I don't like that. But yes, this internalized pain creates a cycle of I can't ever rest. I feel guilty about resting. I feel guilty about taking breaks. Oh, being productive does not equal rest. Yes, it does. Resting is productive. You are at your best when you're well rested and taking breaks. Don't believe me? Look it up. It is a scientific fact. That's the truth. Can't make it up. Ace of Swords, all about truth. That brings chaos. Yep, the Queen of Swords. I can't make it up. Speaking the truth. The Queen of Swords always speaks the truth. This is not a personal read. It is a collective read. Like I just said, I don't feel comfortable doing personal reads on live because you don't deserve to get your stuff dragged through the internet. If you want a personal reading, I offer that at the link in my bio. Feel free to check that out, okay? But yes. Right ears started ringing just now. So messages from Spirit. Yeah, King of Swords. 2 sword cards. That's funny. What else we need to do at this time? You need to get real with yourself. Tell yourself your truth. Right? What you're doing. You're doing it. Sometimes we need to just look at ourselves in our truth and be like, all right, you being ridiculous. Make your plans, right? Know your truth, get into it. But remember to include your Page of Cups. Have fun. Make it a game. Enjoy the time you're here. All right? All the butterflies, the transformation. This is the goddess of youth, right? That youthful spirit. Keep it a game. Have a good time while you're here. It's not always about the grind and the hustle and chasing after everything and being perfect. It's about enjoying the time you're here. Yeah, and stay away from the 5 of Swords. Eros. This is those lies, deception, telling you that, again, in order to be good in life, you have to be a superhuman. You have to somehow have 25 hours in the day. You have to look this way. You have to walk this way. You have to talk this way. You have to sleep this way, eat this way, exercise this way. No, you don't. No, you don't. Don't lie to yourself. Okay? Stay away from the 5 of Swords energy. Stay away from that energy. Stay in the Page of Cups. Stay away from the 5 of Swords. Let me slow down. Oh my goodness. What else do they need to do at this time, Spirit? Yeah, slow down. Slow down. Slow down. You want your manifestation to come in with ease, right? You don't want to have to burn the candle at both ends to bring it in, right? Well, you need to move in the slowness. Move in the slowness. Manifest with ease. You want a soft life. You want to be an empress. They don't go, go, go. Things come to them. They put in the manifestation, they put in the seed, and then they relax. Okay? If you're trying to call in a softer life, you have to get used to sitting down. A softer life does not mean a lazy life. And even if you do want a lazy life, nothing wrong with that. You have to get comfortable sitting around. Get comfortable sitting. Thank you for the gift. Goodness. Give that sideways. With the Hermit and Hermes. Hermes. Yep. Gorgeous. Oh, I love to see him. A lot of people don't know that he's a god of death. Did you know that? Not only is he a divine messenger, right? He's also a god of death. He's a god of many things. The god of roads, travel, many, many, many things indeed. Sideways. We have the Hermit here earlier, right? We have our times where we are being alone. Well, we are being by ourselves. We are doing that internal work. And then we have times where we're isolating. We're refusing to go out and live our lives. We have that Two of Wands in the reverse here as well. We're refusing to make plans. Refusing to make any plans. Temperance with Artemis sideways as well. Yeah, that balancing. Got to have that balancing. Yeah, look it up. Hermes is the god of a lot of stuff. It is very surprising. And the Hierophant with Dionysus. I love to see him too. This energy, the Hierophant is usually traditions. It's traditions, it's authority, it's religion, it's all the things that have been before. It's everything. When people say that's how it's always been, that's usually the Hierophant. But in this deck, the Hierophant is the opposite. Dionysus is the rebel. He's the god of revelry and drunkenness and partying. He's a god. He embodies all of the things that society would deem quite awful, and yet he's still a god, right? A well-celebrated god. Good things happen to Dionysus. So it's like we're isolating. We're not going out and enjoying our life. Oh, I see the High Priestess here too. Persephone tried to hide from me. The intuition. That's funny. Duality, my friend. You can manifest and still go out and have fun. You can have your things that you don't talk about because you're working on it and still go out and have fun. Okay? You can be manifesting and being productive while you're laying around your house having a day off. Hecate. The deity of magic herself. You can manifest, you can alchemize while resting, while doing all the other things. You can do both. It's okay. You can transform while you alchemize with Thanatos here. Cute. Oh, and look, the 9 of coins right under that. The mini empress. And that 10 of pentacles right there. Yes, you can. You can manifest those things while you're transitioning. You don't got to be perfect in order to bring it in. All right? So whoever you are out here who's overthinking and feeling like you have to do everything perfectly in order to call it in, no, you don't. No, you don't. You also don't need to tell everybody your plans, but that doesn't mean you can't see anybody, you can't be around people, you can't enjoy your life, you can't hang out. No. Get into your playfulness, get into your creative side, enjoy your life. You don't have to tell everybody your business, but you can still enjoy your life while you're here, while you're manifesting. Goodness gracious. Put all these people here. And don't worry about the people that are in the background watching you. Okay? Don't worry about them. Let them watch. Let them learn. Yeah. Let them watch. Let them learn. Okay? All right. I'm being called to get into the advice oracle cards today, now that this is like halfway falling off the table. But before I do that, I like to put a summarized video here on TikTok on the end. Thank you so much. For people who missed the live, and to do that, I often do a little recap. So if you'll just give me a moment to do the recap, I will happily get into those advice oracle cards in order to tell you a little bit more information, give you a little bit more guidance on what to do with everything you just heard today. Some food for thought, and maybe ease some of your anxieties and fears along the way. So give me just a moment, and we will dive right in. Okay. This collective has left their mental prison, at least for today. We're currently waiting for our ships to come in, but we're feeling a little uninspired and unmotivated. We're in our good feelings, right? We feel like we're doing pretty good, but we're just not super motivated at this time. We've been working on balancing our inner masculine and feminine energies, our desire for change versus like our desire for change at the expense of ourselves versus allowing change to come in, like taking slower action. We're also shifting our perspective on the Five of Pentacles, are feeling like there's never enough, feeling like the black sheep of the family, feeling ostracized, shunned, victimized, those types of things. We're kind of getting out of the woe is me, life is hard, I'm being punished by the universe for no reason at all, right? Just getting out of those feelings, looking at our life a little bit different, right? We've come to our own internal truth recently about how we've been betraying ourselves, right? We could have communications from our family line they never seem to shift their thinking. They're all about this is how things have always been. You can't be creative or go after your dreams in order to bring forth a legacy. Our family's always been really poor, and in order to get money, you have to suffer. Right? That kind of thinking. We've been working on changing that. Like, well, what if that's not how it works? What if I can be creative and get money? What if I can bring in that stability? What if maybe it's not even about money? Maybe you're the type who just wants to change how you eat, but your family has their own way of eating, and like it's all new. You have no idea where to start, and everyone's like, oh, I don't know why you would do that. I don't know why you would start that routine. It's not going to work, XYZ. The reason that you have come to me while you're on this video right now, being told this, is because you're in a transition period at this time. You're currently meditating. You're thinking about how to make these changes. You're dreaming up what your ideal routine is, what your ideal day is, what your ideal life is. And we're kind of in that in-between of daydreaming before we get the inspired action. We're not necessarily inspired to go after it yet. We're still in the daydreaming stage. Now, we have been in here doing some internal work, shining some light on our inner truths and doing some internal work. We've been getting clear on what our priorities are. Which cup should we put our energy into? What should I invest my time and energy into? Again, if this is like an eating, a diet switch up, a lifestyle change, it would be trying to figure out what works well with you, right? And, trying to call that in, that reciprocal energy. What actually works for me? What do I actually want? Now, we are working through transforming a fear of making the wrong choice, right? We're trying to transform out of that and get some more self-confidence here. The Queen of Wands in the reverse talks about not necessarily feeling confident in our own manifestation powers just yet, right? We're not really sure. We're not sure just yet what to jump into. We're still transforming that part of ourselves. Yeah, we're still getting rid of the need for the external validation, right? We're not quite ready yet for the throwing a party for ourselves, throwing a parade for ourselves and standing in that. We're not quite there just yet. We're working on it, but we're not there just yet. Yeah, the balancing of the head and the heart. We're very conflicted on that, and we haven't quite made any plans yet because we're not quite sure if that will actually bring forth the stability and abundance that we're looking for. But I do see you transmuting it. The Magician came out here, right? All about alchemizing, all about transmutation, transmuting our anxieties and our indecision, transmuting that into what we actually want to get into, transmuting that into our manifestation powers, into our creativity, and into bringing about our best possible life. Yeah, and we're still in that moon, shining a light on our deepest, darkest parts, getting past the armor, confronting our inner beasts, shining a light on those things and bringing them to the surface instead of just laying around here in the murky water and not being sure where to go from here. We're still a little imbalanced, but we'll get it. more of that meditation energy. We'll get it. We'll get there. We'll be able to quiet our inner demons and get everybody on the same page. That's where we're at. Right now, we're working on quieting the inner demons. What Spirit wants you to do about it? They want for you to do more of the same. You're currently working on your overthinking issues, currently working on the dreams, the nightmares, the worries, the anxieties, and the fears. They want for you to work on that because you are doing the healing work. All that purple, you're using your crown chakra and you're really, really working on this, okay? You're doing that work. And they want for you to stop telling everybody your damn business. Just straight up stop it. Stop doing that. You may be tempted to tell them your business, but that's where people shine, right? You're telling them your business, not necessarily because you want them to be happy for you, but you're searching their reaction to see if you're making the right choice, whether you're aware of it or not. If they're happy for you, you feel good about it and you continue doing it. If they're not happy for you, you no longer feel happy about the thing and you get in your head over it. That's looking for external validation, okay? They want you to stop telling people your business because that triggers your shadow side. That triggers those that inner turmoil. It also allows people to give you evil eye. It allows people to put that self-doubt into your head so that you don't go after the things you want. Okay? Even if they don't intend to do that, right? People do things unconsciously, right? Not everyone out there is malicious, but it gives people the chance to do that. Moving in silence is the best way to bring about your dreams, right? So you can tell Spirit, you can tell people that you really know support you. That's fine. You can be happy. You can support yourself, but don't tell everybody. Don't tell everybody. We're working on bringing in our dreams. We're working on bringing in our happiness. So instead of telling everyone your plans and then waiting to see how they react in order to dive in. Just dive in. Dive in. That's the cards here. Happiness card, the goddess of the ocean, and the knight of action, motivation. Just diving in. Just diving in. Because when we tell people, they want us to leave behind telling these people who, if you don't take their advice, they'll take it personally. Right? If you're like, I'm really happy, I really want to do this thing, and they're like, you shouldn't do that, and then you do it anyway, and they're like, why don't you ever listen to my advice? Don't tell those people. Don't tell those people. I don't care who they are, right? It's usually a dad or someone who thinks that they're higher than you or you think is higher than you, right? In whatever way, shape, or form. Don't tell these people that demand that you respect their opinion just because XYZ. No. You're the emperor. You already have a crown. The emperor is higher than the king of wands. The emperor is all the kings combined. You have a crown. You don't need anybody to tell you what you're doing is correct or not, right? You don't. What you want wants you. You need to be throwing the parade for yourself. You're the one with the crown on. You don't need everyone to tell you you're the emperor. You don't need everybody to tell you you're the king. You're the king. You're the queen. You're the ruler. You already have the crown on. You don't need everyone else's opinions. Okay? That just brings in more jealousy and conflict, and they block the beginning. They cause you to block your own beginning by putting that self-doubt into your head. They block your beginning by putting that self-doubt into your head, and then you don't show up for yourself and put in the effort. And like I said before, the only way to fail at something is to never start in the first place. Spirit also wants for you to rest. This is the god of sleep. Rest is productive. You are at your best work when you are fully rested, when you take breaks. It's scientifically proven. You can go look it up, okay? You don't just have to believe my word for it. Go look it up. This represents rest, right? Instead of feeling antsy and anxious and restless and like trying to chase, you need to actually take some breaks. You can manifest while sleeping. You can manifest while resting. Yes, you can. When we are antsy and restless, it is because we are feeling that scarcity mindset. That is a cycle repeat, right? That is a cycle repeat of ours. It's the internalized pain that we have that we're going to make the wrong choice somehow with that moon, We're going to make the wrong choice somehow. We're doing the wrong thing, and it's going to keep us in a cycle repeat of scarcity, of never having enough. All right? That's what happens when we're restless and we're antsy and we don't take care of ourselves because we're too busy working and grinding. And that's the truth. That's the truth. We don't want to hear that it's the truth, but it's the truth. Why? I mean, the Queen of Swords and the Ace of Swords with the King of Swords right after that, Spirit was pretty heavy on the, you already know that's true. They were pretty heavy on it, right? If you use your logical brain, if you use your fact brain, if you go look it up, the truth is out there that resting is the best way to bring about what you actually want. Resting brings forth abundance. The less you chase something, the more it comes to you. Right? Because think about it. Everything that gets chased freaks out because it's being chased and runs away. It's when you stand still and mind your own business that people come to you. They get curious. They come to you. Same thing with energy. The more you chase after the thing, the more it runs away from you because you're chasing it. It doesn't want to be chased. It wants to come to you. Right? They want you to get into your creativity, back into that playfulness, make your life fun, like actually go do the things that you enjoy. That brings about that transformation. They don't want for you to be in this Five of Swords energy, right? No. Stay in your playfulness. Stay in your playfulness. Stop worrying about it. You're doing your internal work, but you're also kind of isolating yourself just a little bit. You're not making any plans. You're not making any plans, friend. You're not actually going out and enjoying your life. You may be afraid that everyone's going to shit all over your parade. Just don't tell them your business. Just don't. That'll bring that balance because you'll be listening to yourself. You can go out and have a good time and enjoy the people around you and recognize them as people who are in their own version of reality, going through their own things, and still enjoy their company. Right? You know when people are intentionally treating you like crap, and you can stay away from those people, but you don't need to stay away from every single person. Balance it out. Life shouldn't be all serious and being alone and avoiding everyone. It should be about play, enjoying yourself, getting serious when you need to, right? When you need to take that inspired action, resting, working, being with people, avoiding people who suck, right? Break the tradition. Break the tradition. This is a god of revelry, of partying, of drunkenness, of wine. He is literally everything that society hates, right? He embodies all of it. He embodies all the things that people say cannot bring about good in life, yet he's a god and they're not. I think he's doing pretty fine. Look at him. Look at him. Looks good, surrounded by abundance, surrounded by a cornucopia. Good. I'm just saying, you can do both. You can do both. You can be the person that works and goes after their dreams, right? You can be the person that shows up and does the thing, and then you can clock out and go enjoy your life. You can do that. And guess what? You'll still be manifesting because you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're balancing it out. You're bringing it out. You're alchemizing those things. Alchemizing those things and bringing it forward, right? That causes the transformation. That transformation into the Nine of Pentacles, the person who's surrounded by abundance and is really just content, doing fine, feeling good, doesn't really need all this extra money, but it's there anyway. And it brings about that legacy that everyone kept telling me you earlier. I got that 10 of Pentacles in reversed and that 10 of Pentacles over here with this death in the reverse from the family. It brings it about. It brings it right on in. And don't worry about the people watching you in the dark. Let them look. Let them learn. Let them watch. Maybe you'll be the reason that they actually change their mind and start doing it. Sometimes people in our family are the black sheep because they're the ones who are supposed to inspire the others to do something different. Okay? So, that's the recap. Let's get into the advice. Let's get into the advice oracle cards to get a little more food for thought to help you step forward into this little bit of, to get those priorities in order, to bring in that, get away from that seeking external validation, searching the reactions of our friends and family's faces to gauge whether or not we should go after that thing. Let's clear the air. Again, I got a headache. I got such a headache. Someone needs to stop thinking. All right. Who wants to talk? D&D deck. We're going to use the D&D deck. Thank you. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you again for being here, everybody, for being here so late at night with me, and for your likes, your shares, your comments, your reposts. My goodness. And your gifts. Oh, same here. I have had a headache that came out of nowhere. It's like right here. It feels like a vice grip. I have no idea why I have a headache, but it's been there the whole time. It's very annoying. So let's see. All right, Spirit. Again, we have this gift of protection. Just so you know, you're afraid that you're going to somehow spur away whatever thing you're trying to manifest. That's not the case. Spirit's letting you know also to do protection in order to keep away. Spirit's trying to help protect you from these energies, and they're just letting you know to do a little bit of protection at this time. You know, have some clear quartz around you, burn a white candle, do your cleansing work. Don't listen to people's opinions if you don't want to live their lifestyle. And yeah, just avoid the people that you know are going to give you a hard time. Maybe not avoid them, but you know what I mean. Don't tell them your plans. Give yourself some protection here. I'm going to light this incense for a little bit more cleansing before I get into this, because I just really feel like y'all are absorbing too many opinions. Y'all are taking in way too much energy that's not yours, and I'm not here for it. Yes, cleaning is also a form of cleansing, so I know. Trust me. I also don't like to clean very often. I still clean very often, I promise, but I don't like cleaning either. But it's a form of cleansing. Okay. Spirit, let's calm their fears, ease their anxieties, and give them some clarity on steps to move forward. Just give them that gentle energy, that reassurance. You said you're giving a gift of protection. So let's just guide them through it and help them out. Help give them that clarity. So, closing advice. Wow. All right. We have the fates in reversed. Yeah, okay. I cannot remember the Latin phrase, and it's infuriating. It's, I literally just said it yesterday. Astra said inclinant. I'll find it eventually. Basically, the saying is, we are guided by fate, but we are not beholden to fate. Just because it says you're destined for XYZ does not mean that that is all you are here for. Your fate is yours. You're the manifester. You're the person who makes your reality. Fate is never set in stone, right? You can change it at any point in time. I'm giving you these tarot readings. This is the future as it is if you go on your current path or if you followed my advice, right? If you don't, if you decide to choose your own direction, the future will look different because you are making a different choice. You control the narrative, friend. Yes, you do. You're the manifester. You're the alchemist. You're the magician. As Doctor Who says, time is timey-wimey and wibbly-wobbly. What else do they... No. What else, collective? Thank you. Yes. The phrase is astra inclinant sed non obligant. Yes. Use the stars, use these readings as guides, not as set in stone. It is not me saying that your life will suck because you have made bad choices. It will only suck the more you continue to make bad choices. If you make a new choice, it'll be different. Simple. Beautiful. Aw. What other... oh my goodness, this headache's distracting. Closing advice for my collective here today. Goodness. Yes. Okay, so the literal translation of that phrase is the stars incline us, they do not bind us. So again, you are not chained to fate. Fate is chained to you. Yeah, like for me, I do get migraines from time to time, but I'm hoping this doesn't turn into one. Elemental. Yeah, we feel like it's not that simple. Someone just heard me say that fate is chained to us, and they went, no, it can't be that way. It can't be that easy. It can't. Yes, it can. Yes, it can. Just because your whole family is a bunch of doctors doesn't mean you have to be friends. You're not destined to do it. Nope. If it's not for you, it's not for you. And just because you're like, I don't want to be a doctor, I want to be a florist, doesn't mean that you are suddenly the worst person ever. Yeah, everyone else is, let's say everyone else follows the carnivore diet and you want to go vegan for your own reasons. That doesn't mean that you're destined to be a carnivore. People are going to look at you weird, and that's fine. Do what you want. This is where we're at, the void. We're in the uncomfortable part. Trying to find the light in the darkness. Trying to figure out where to go. The light at the end of the tunnel. Right? Going between, oh man, life really sucks. Am I destined to stay here forever? Will I always be in the dark? Or will I find the light? The stars incline us, they do not bind us. You are not destined there, friends. You can choose to leave at any point. And it is that simple. People are going to keep arguing with me that it's not that simple and give me all these excuses on why they can't leave. You don't have to explain to me. You don't have to. I've been where you are. I've been here before. I know what it's like to be in the void. I know what it's like to think that life is going to suck. I know what it's like to think that life is suffering. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to be poor. I know what it's like to be abused. I know what it's like to be all those things. I'm no different from you. You're in your meat suit. I'm in mine. If I'm telling you you can get out of it, yes, you can. The only reason you're giving me excuses is because you're comfortable being here right now. And I'm not yelling at you. That's just the truth of the matter. Someone did not like that. You don't have to like it. I had to tell myself the same thing. Yeah, there's something that you're making quite important in your life that doesn't need to be as important as it is. And there's the humanoid. Yeah. You don't need to be giving empathy to whoever is the giant in your life. They need to go down a little bit. They're way too important in your life. Doesn't mean you love them less, but you're giving their words too much weight. You're giving them empathy and excuses. Way too much. Okay? What about the empathy for you, friends? Why can't you be happy? Why do you have to listen to everything they say? If that's how it's always been, why? Doesn't always have, just because it's always been that way doesn't mean it's going to continue to be that way. We don't all neatly fall in line. If we did, we'd never have underdog stories. We would never see it, ever. You can be the change. Doesn't make you evil. Doesn't make you bad. Doesn't make you wrong or broken. Change is not bad. It is just change. The only reason it's scary is because we don't know what will happen if we do it. But the only way to know is to do it. If we knew what was going to happen, so let's say that we followed everything that the stars said. We listened to everything that ever happened. We took readings and the stars and all of that as the say-all, be-all. We listened to the Bible and we applied it to our life rigidly. Everything would be the same. Like, think about it. We would literally stay with people who hurt us because we would be told that that would be horrible. We would continue to suffer. We would continue to put up with things we do not deserve. We would continue to say the same. There would be no free will in anything. And what do I say that the number one law is of the universe for my people who have been here a long time? What do I say is the number one law of the universe? The number one, the most important rule of the universe Free will must be respected above all. It must be respected. It's the number one rule. We're at the crossroads. The jester. That's funny. Oh, yes. Yeah. The crossroads. Making our decision. Which way to go. Which way to go. That's where we are. And we're getting to the point, right? This is where we need to be, the jester. Being able to laugh at our own misfortune. I know no one's going to like hearing that. I'm not saying dismiss your suffering. I'm not saying dismiss your pain, excuse your pain, none of that. No. When we start actually like laughing at the misfortune, we take the power away from the misfortune. Not taking it so serious. Why so serious? Yes. And the tomb. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is amazing. I know not everyone agrees, but I just liked being able to see all the Grecian gods. That's just me personally. Loved it. No, I'm already married. Can't. Tomb. The tomb. Thank you, though. Something is hidden that we're not looking at. That little, remember I said we're looking inside? We're looking into our own, we're looking into our own self, looking into the crypt, and we're trying to shine a light on it, right? We've been avoiding it for a while, and we're finally digging it up. It's hidden. It's locked behind this little sarcophagus lid. That's where we're at, laughing at our own misfortune, right? We need to not take it so serious. Life is not suffering, okay? Yes. Yeah, I agree, R. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous game. I love all the mythos in it. I also like the one after that, Valhalla, where you get to meet all the Nordic gods. I'm a mythos person. I love it. So whenever I see that stuff, I get so nerdy. But yes, we're at that crossroads. There's somebody whose opinion holds way too much weight in our lives, and we take it as the law. No. They're just a person just like you. They're not a king. They're not God. They're a person. Okay? For you to decide where to go on this crossroads path, you're going to need to learn to look at the things that hurt and find a way to not take it so serious. Instead of saying this is a divine punishment from the universe, this is just a lesson. Right? It's just a lesson. And I know trauma exists. I'm not talking about that, okay? I'm not talking about that. Never, shitty people do shitty things, okay? That doesn't mean you deserved it at all. But you choose to take the power away from that. You put the power back in your hands, okay? Put the power back in your hands. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah, romanticize your life. I don't know why I got a New York accent there just now. Romanticize your life a little bit, okay? Bring some love back into your life. Like he's made out of cards. You don't got to take it so serious, okay? You don't got to take it so serious. Once you stop taking everything so seriously, things get easier. We're no longer in this never-ending spiral of pain. We finally get to just, people come at you, they come at you sideways, and now it's just funny. Why is it funny? Because you realize they're operating out of projections in their own fear. It has nothing to do with you. Lovely. It has nothing to do with you, and then it doesn't hurt anymore. You can laugh and shake it off now. Because you're like, oh, the reason you're saying that is because you feel insecure about yourself. It has nothing to do with me. Thank you so much. Thank you. And then you're like, and now I can go continue to have a good day because I'm not taking what you said and making that my self-worth, right? You don't want to be a doctor, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, our family's always been doctors. The only way to be successful as a doctor. There are people who sell feet pics and they make billions of dollars. Why do you specifically have to be a doctor? Go sell feet pics. That was a joke. If you really want to, I'm not judging, but you know, you do you, okay? I don't care. Do you, okay? There are people who do all kinds of stuff that makes no logical sense. It's if you were to watch it, you're like, I can't take that serious. How are people paying for this? It's because you're not here to doom, gloom, suffer, and brood, okay? We're not all Batman. Yeah, it's like, yeah, exactly. There are people who do some job, yeah, cleansing that negative energy. There are people who do things that make no logical sense and make a ton of money off of it. The only thing that's different between you and them is you're in your meat suit and they're in theirs. And you don't need to have a pretty face to sell feet pics. I don't know. Someone here has a thing with feet. I don't know why I'm honing in so hard on that. Probably because it to me it's funny, but like it doesn't have to be serious. You can be goofy, you can be playful, you can go after what you want, all right? Laugh at it. Don't take it so serious. It's not about you. Not in a dismissive way. What I'm saying is when people come at you that way, it's about them. They're projecting onto you. You can't do that because I didn't. And if you go do it, now I have to face up to my own bullshit and realize that I talked myself out of going after my own dreams and I'm miserable. Right? I have to face the truth. Instead, I'd rather sit in the comfortable lie. Yes, exactly. I have to sit in the comfortable lie that the only way to make money is XYZ. Because if you go do it, if you go become a florist and you become successful, now they're like, well, why? You mean to tell me this whole time I could have been an acrobat and instead I became a doctor and I hate my job? No. That's why. People come at you, they say sideways comments, they do stupid things because of something in themselves. They see you doing something. It irritates their demons, and so they try to squash it because it brings up their inner truth that they've been suppressing, and they don't like hearing their inner truth. Yes, exactly. Yes, what I said earlier. Thank you, R. You're already having a rough time. Like, if someone's like, well, you got fired as a janitor. You suck as a janitor. It's like, well, I didn't like it. I failed at the thing I don't like, so I might as well go try to do the thing I like. I might as well go fail at the thing I like and maybe not actually fail. Maybe I'll actually succeed because I actually like being here. You know? Why would you stay? You don't like it. Because it'll get you money. People get money selling feet pics. I'm going to say it over and over again until people stop giving me that BS. Yes. I love it. I love it. Oh man, when you mirror back what I've said to you, I love it. You're incorporating your lessons. You're making the changes. I love to see it. And you don't got to say, it doesn't have to be my advice. There may be something you say that I recognize from someone else. Because I've been on this journey too. I'm in the collective. I am on the journey with everybody. There are things I pick up. And a lot of the quotes that I tell you are ones I've heard before. The cavern. Yeah. We're in a cavern. We don't know where to go. We don't know what to do. But in the cavern are all kinds of beautiful things waiting. If you just started looking, instead of being afraid that you're in the cavern, look around and see what you see. I'm so glad I've been helpful to you, R. And just so you know, you did that. I gave you the words, you listened, and you made the choice. So that's all you. Any other advice from my collective at this time, Spirit? Thank you. Before I release you back to the wilds, Map. Yep. Oh, you want the map. You can't have the map. Maybe you're the person that makes the map. Remember, the maps that are here is because someone had to go tread through the landscape and make the map. You might be the person who makes the map. And also, something I've said before when I've gotten this, just because you have the map doesn't mean you know how to read and use the map. If I gave you this map and you'd never done land navigation before and didn't have a compass on you, how would you follow it? So just think about that. If I gave you all the tools for success, how would you know what I'm talking about? If I told you to go on and do a money bowl spell in order to bring more money into your life, would you know how to do that? No. You could go look it up, but that's on you, right? If I said if you want money in your life, you go do a money bowl spell, right? In order to call in some money to you, would you know how to do it unless you went and looked for it? Probably not. If I gave you if I said, okay, if you want more protection, you need to make a war jar. You wouldn't know what the heck I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Make some Florida water. Do you know how to make Florida water? No. Just because you get the map doesn't mean you know how to use it. You want the map? Well, maybe you're here to explore and make the map. Maybe you're the one that will guide others. Maybe you're the one who's supposed to be the teacher. Did you think of this? Yeah. You think you're trapped. The door's open. You think you're trapped. You're not. You're the wayshower. You're here to tell people that the answer is simple. You control your fate, not the other way around. You're the cartographer. You're the one who's supposed to lead the way out of the dungeon. Be not afraid of the dark. Anything else, Jay? Yeah, talons and puzzle. We're searching for this little ring here. There's a ring here that we're holding on to. We want it. We're trying to get our claws on it. This little bit puzzle. Something confounds us. We want the puzzle piece, the missing puzzle piece. Maybe you're the puzzle piece. Did you think of this? Maybe the puzzle piece is you. And instead of listening to this giant who has no empathy for your struggles, you're supposed to be listening to yourself. Did you think of that? I don't know why I'm feeling Princess Bride vibes right now. I'm gonna go watch that. Shield, protection. What I say, you're protected. That gift, the message of a gift of protection, Spirit's got you. You've got the shield. You're protected, little one. You're protected, friend. That's beautiful because that looks like a sun. Yeah. Your optimism and faith within yourself is your protection. It is a good movie. It's one of my favorites. I really should watch it again. I quote it to my family all the time. Yes, having a map doesn't mean you can read the map. You have to, sometimes you're the one who makes the map. And sometimes you need to learn how to read the stinking map. You're not trapped. You're looking for the puzzle piece, and the puzzle piece is you. The door. Here it is again. Okay, whenever I see this, and I know the people who have been here for a while know. Look how complicated this door looks. How do you think it opens? Most of us are going to try to solve all the puzzles on this door. We're going to try to figure it out. We're looking at it going, maybe if I get everything in the right order, if I do Sudoku, if I get all the numbers to align, it'll open. No one ever just tries the handle. Maybe Maybe if I shine light on this diamond, it'll open. But we never just try the handle first. We never try the simple answer. You're protected. The answer is simpler than you think. If everyone's telling you, let me tell you something. If what you want does not hurt someone else, right? And what I mean by that is it does not cause physical harm. It's not something that's going to be abusive in any way, shape, or form, right? If what you want is simply pursuing your dream and everyone around you is telling you that that's stupid, go do it. Go do it. Go do it. You want to know why? Because you will always find the most opposition. Yeah, you always find enemies when you're going the right way. I'm getting strong video game references. Whenever you're going in the right direction, that's where all the enemies are. Every time. And then you will have that little campfire, the little resting period before you go on to the final boss. Every time. And if you start seeing a lot of healing potions, that means we're about to hit up that really big boss. Every time. Book. Yep, more information is needed, right? You need to learn how to read the map. You need to learn how to read the map. And there's that stairway. And remember, as you continue going, right, as you chase your dreams, as you level up, the difficulty gets higher. That doesn't mean it's not worth going to. Your life is not without some struggle, but you will have support along the way. Right? New levels, new devils, as they say. Stronger enemies, new difficulties, higher difficulties. But that doesn't mean it's not worth taking. The support will show up. Sometimes the support shows up at the new level. It won't always show up along the way, but it'll be waiting for you at the next step. Okay? Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. The celestials, the angels. Just because you can't see them doesn't mean they're not there. They don't need your belief to exist. That's so funny. Sniffling now, so someone may have allergies or they have a cold or something. I hope you get better soon. So yeah, that's what I have for you today. I hope that was helpful and that resonated with somebody. Don't worry, friend. Your light is at the end of the tunnel. Try the door handle. Laugh at your misfortune. Stop listening to whoever this giant is that tells you that you aren't allowed to be happy. Stop it. Stop giving them power over you. And play. Have some fun in your life, okay? So, yeah, again, that's all I have for you. I hope that helps you. If you want a personal reading, I offer that at the link in my bio. Please feel free to check it out and see if I vibe with you. I've updated the offerings to tell you that it also, like, not only is it 3 cards, it's also the rest of it, everything you've seen today, because I realized that might be a little bit confusing. So yeah, I have 2 offerings. I do the 3 card readings and I do a Celtic cross, which is 10. That includes all the cards that I have here, right? The tarot cards is the number of cards, along with the oracle advice, dice, runes, charms, synchronicity, signs, all of it. So feel free to check that out, see if I vibe with you. If you are watching in the YouTube video when I post this later, it will be in the description box down below. If I do not vibe with you, and this is the last that I see of you, thank you, Are. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I wish you so much love, luck, joy, peace, happiness, and abundance, and healing along your journey. Remember that life is an ever crooked path, and you are never off of it. And if you've chosen to follow me, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time, your energy, your likes, your comments, your shares, your reposts, all the gifts. Oh my gosh, you guys are so generous. Thank you for your love and your support, all the kind words that everybody's given me over the past week and a half. It's been beautiful. It's been so helpful. And yeah, I wish all the same for you, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one. Bye.